That's what I kept telling myself, over and over, while sitting on the curb outside our favorite bar, blood still trickling from my split lip, one shoe missing, and my dignity somewhere back inside next to the spilled beer. It wasn't supposed to end like this. Hell, it wasn't even supposed to start like this. Jake was my best friend since 4th grade, the guy who once punched a bully in the nose for calling me crybaby. The guy who taught me how to drive a stick shift in his dad's rusty old truck. The guy who, apparently, had been sleeping with my fiancée for the past 6 months. Yes, loyalty has an expiration date. And me? I was the idiot who ignored every red flag like it was a parade. It was supposed to be a celebration that night, Jake's promotion, my engagement to Ashley, us being grown-ups now, whatever the hell that means. Instead, it turned into a living nightmare, one cheap tequila shot at a time. I should have seen it in the way they laughed too hard at each other's jokes. Or how Ashley forgot to tell me Jake was helping her plan the surprise party. Or the way her phone would light up with his name way past midnight, and she'd say, "Oh, it's just about the decorations." Yeah, decorations. Turns out the only thing they decorated was my trust, smashed it up real pretty. I could have just gone home, crawled into bed, and marinated in my own misery. Normal people probably would have. Maybe ordered some greasy takeout, sent a few drunk texts, cried into their cat. But nah, I'm apparently not built for normal. Instead, I sat there on that filthy curb, feeling the warm autumn air stick to my skin, tasting blood and stale beer, and thought, screw it. If I'm going down tonight, I'm taking a piece of them with me. Yeah, not my finest hour. But come on, you would have thought the same. And if you say you wouldn't, you're lying. So I picked myself up, one shoe, bruised ego and all, and limped back inside the bar. Jake and Ashley were still at our table, laughing way too loudly, pretending like nothing happened. I could have thrown a punch. I could have screamed. I could have flipped the table and made a scene big enough to end up on YouTube. But instead, I did something worse. I grabbed the mic. Yep, the mic. The one meant for karaoke night. The one everyone thought would stay silent until someone got drunk enough to butcher a Journey song. I tapped it once. The speakers screeched. Heads turned. Conversations froze. Ashley's smile died on her face. "Hey everyone," I said, voice rough but steady. "Quick shout out to my best friend Jake and my fiancée Ashley for teaching me the true meaning of teamwork tonight." Silence. Then nervous laughter. Then real laughter. Jake tried to get up, but I kept talking. I told them about the decorations, the late-night planning sessions, the surprise parties they threw behind my back. The bartender actually leaned in closer, grinning. And when I finished, I dropped the mic. Literally. No screaming. No crying. Just the brutal, naked truth. And damn, it felt good. After the mic drop, I didn't stay to watch the wreckage. I just turned and walked out the door, one shoe flapping against the sticky pavement, head held high like a damn king. Well, a limping, slightly bleeding king, but you get the idea. The cool night air slapped me across the face, hard and real, and for a second, I almost laughed. "Congratulations," I muttered to myself. "You just turned your engagement party into a public execution." The parking lot was mostly empty except for a few beat-up trucks and a rusted-out Corolla with a "Best Dad Ever" bumper sticker that felt painfully ironic. I had nowhere to go. No plan. Just the clothes on my back, my broken heart, and a sudden, burning freedom I hadn't felt in years. For a minute, I thought about calling my parents. But how do you explain to the two people who still think you're their golden boy that you just got played like a discount violin? Instead, I did the only logical thing. I walked 3 blocks barefoot to a crappy diner that smelled like burnt coffee and bad decisions. I slid into a booth, ordered the greasiest burger they had, and sat there in the flickering fluorescent light, feeling absolutely, spectacularly empty. And you know what? That emptiness? It didn't feel bad. It felt like space. Space to rebuild. Space to figure out who the hell I was without Jake, without Ashley, without the picture-perfect life I'd been clinging to like a drowning man to a leaky raft. I was halfway through demolishing my burger when someone slid into the booth across from me. At first, I didn't even look up, figured it was the waitress with another pity coffee. But then I heard the voice. "Rough night?" It was Casey Monroe. The girl who sat behind me in high school English class. The one who used to doodle dragons in the margins of her notebooks and somehow always smelled like cinnamon gum. She looked almost the same, maybe a little older, a little tougher around the eyes, but real. Not Instagram filter fake. Not shiny and hollow. Real. I gave her a half smile, wiped ketchup off my chin with a grimy napkin. You could say that. She didn't ask for details. Didn't make that face. You know the one, the half-pity, half-gossip gleam people get when they hear you've been royally screwed over. Instead, she just nodded and flagged down the waitress. 2 more coffees, she said. He looks like he needs backup. And just like that, something in my chest cracked open. Not in a bad way. In the way a frozen river cracks when spring finally shows up. We talked about nothing important. Movies, bad tattoos, why the burgers at this place probably violated every health code known to man. We laughed. Real, gut-deep laughs that hurt a little because I forgot how it felt. And somewhere between the third coffee refill and splitting a slice of questionable-looking pecan pie, I realized. Maybe I hadn't lost everything after all. Maybe. I just cleared out the garbage to make room for something better. When I finally stumbled out of that diner around 3 a.m., the town was dead quiet. The streetlights buzzed. Some stray cat darted across the road, chasing a shadow only it could see. The world felt bigger, somehow heavier, yeah, but also freer. I didn't have a plan. Didn't know where I was sleeping that night. Didn't even care. Because for the first time in what felt like years, the noise inside my head had shut up. No more what-ifs. No more trying to be perfect for people who didn't deserve it. You're allowed to start over, I whispered to the dark. You're allowed to leave the ashes behind. Maybe it was the coffee talking. Maybe it was Casey's laugh still ringing in my ears. Or maybe it was just me, raw, cracked open, but somehow still standing. I looked down at myself, dirty jeans, ripped shirt, one missing shoe, and laughed. Real, loud, stupid laughter that echoed down Main Street like a shotgun blast. Damn, I said to nobody. I really am the luckiest guy alive. And this time, I actually meant it.